The first step in estate planning, if you're doing a plan that consists of a trust, is having that trust created. You work with your attorney, you have all your wishes written down into the instructions of the trust, essentially. But for that trust to really be effective and meet one of the goals, the common goals of estate planning, which is to avoid probate, you need to take another step to actually get assets into that trust. That's something your attorney can discuss with you on how to do that. It literally means transferring your bank accounts, transferring your home, your investments, whatever assets you may have to that trust. It is a process that requires showing some documentation to your bank, and you show them that your trust exists. We tell you how you would actually take title to that asset, and then once the ownership of an account is in that trust name, it's now considered trust property. It's very important to go through that process because otherwise your trust is sort of an empty document that will eventually get the assets you have to your beneficiaries that you've named in the trust, but it might have to go through a court process to make those distributions if you don't put your assets into the trust at the time you've created it. So we call it funding your trust. It's often nice to just think of your trust as a big empty box at the time you create it that you then need to fill up with your assets. So if you have a trust and you haven't transferred assets to it, get going on that now. It's really important to do, or come talk to us or your attorney about how you actually do that. And also you can make changes to your trust, to the contents, the instructions in your trust as often as you want. And that doesn't mean you then have to go back to that bank and retitle that asset again. So it's something you do once for an asset, and if it's done right, then your property is trust property. If you acquire a new home, say you buy a vacation property in Hawaii, just buy it directly into the name of your trust and you know that asset will avoid probate. So it's very important to fund that trust.